Rodgers is officially a member of the New York Jets! The vibe amongst his fan base is just a really awesome thing to watch our fans have a reason to be excited. This Jets team is ready to take flight this year.
We're going to show the world today what Jets football is about. Let's go. All we need is us. All we need.
I got high expectations for them, and you should too. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go Jets. Jets. Jets, let's go! Yo, Jets Nation, welcome back to Jets Media. Today, I'm joined with my buddy Jack.
Yo, how we doing?
And we are live from the new studio. Don't worry, we are not officially set up. That wall is going to be a new color. I promise you that. Still work in progress. But today, we are so excited to give you guys our preview because Aaron freaking Rodgers makes his Jets debut tomorrow, Jack. And let's just hear a quick word from the Jets fans hyped up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
We're going full-on Howard Stern out here, baby. It's big. And please bear with us if there's any audio issues or anything like that. We're trying out a bunch of new equipment today, really trying to get this podcast thing rolling. And seem to be on the right track, at least so far. But, again, please bear with us through any audio problems that may or may not occur. But we are here to discuss Aaron Rodgers making his New York Jets debut.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, baby. Again, this is where me and Jack are trying to figure out this whole new setup. We got a whole new equipment to figure out, so bear with us. But we're really excited to talk about tomorrow because Aaron Rodgers is making his Jets debut. Get freaking excited. Garrett Wilson will be getting his Jets debut with Aaron Rodgers. So there is so much to be excited about. So much to be excited about, baby. Let's freaking go. Wall is looking a little sad. Don't worry, my man. This wall is going to be, I have a sick Jets Media sign, like a neon sign that's just waiting to get brought up there. And this paint is going to be a different color. Should I tell you what color? Oh, yeah. Jets green, baby. So a lot of fun things are happening here in the studio. But let's get straight into business. I do want to give a big shout out to Pedro Jet, Boba Jet. He brings in a super chat, says, last day of preseason, let's finish with a healthy bang. The league underestimates our power. I don't have a funny feeling about this. Let's go, Jets. Big time shout out to Boba Jet for that super chat. We appreciate you. As always, $5 super chat from my man Boba Jet. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, do us a favor by simply hitting that thumbs up button. How excited are you that the Jets are taking over MetLife Stadium tomorrow night? Let's get straight into business, Jack. Aaron Rodgers, Jets debut. Now, we heard from Robert Saleh talk about why he wanted to play Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers wanted to play himself, by the way. He went up to Robert Saleh and told him, hey, I want to play. And if you look around the league, every single starting quarterback plays. And I honestly think this is a smart thing. We need Aaron Rodgers and his New York Jets offense to get a little bit of a feeling of what it's like to get Aaron Rodgers on the same page with his offense. Because it's not like Rodgers needs to figure out this offense. It's not like he needs to understand the system. But it's not really all about Aaron Rodgers. I think it's more about the team around Aaron Rodgers, getting used to what it's like hearing Rodgers make his hand signals and his adjustments at the line of scrimmage live, in-game action. And by the way, Jets fans know this. Jets and Giants preseason games, they kind of feel like a little regular season vibe. There's a mini rivalry between the Jets and Giants every preseason game, and it's not going to feel like an actual regular season game, but there is a lot of intensity there because of the rivalry between the Jets and the Giants. So I'm excited. Robert Saleh said they're going to be playing multiple series, and they really want to get a rhythm on this offense. And we're also, don't forget, going to see the first time of the Jets defense out there. We're going to see Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, C.J. Mosley, DJ Reed, all the starters on defense is going to get some burn their first time as well. So, Jack, what's your overall expectations for this Jets team to go out there and their starting lineup?
Yeah, it's a little scary. Obviously, not gonna lie. But Aaron Rodgers, whether he's Aaron Rodgers or not, it's a big difference between training camp, even joint practices, and actual live reps. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is at risk of being touched tomorrow. He's at risk of getting sacked. He's at risk of getting hit. And it's been many years since Aaron Rodgers has played in a preseason game. But here he is with a new team and new teammates and new guys that he needs to get on the same page with. And yeah, while it scares the absolute crap out of me that he's going to be out there tomorrow, it's time for us to rip that Band-Aid off and see what he's made out of, and see if this offensive line is going to be able to protect him, and see if these receivers know where they're supposed to be on the field, see what this run game has in store, and as Richie mentioned, the defense as well. So yeah, we're gearing up for an exciting day. Obviously, Jets-Giants, like Richie said, always has a little bit of that regular season vibe to it, even though we do play them in the regular season this year as well, the Olympics of football every 4 years. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly nervous. But like I said, it's time to rip that Band-Aid off. Let's see what these guys are made out of. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers stays on his feet. My perfect scenario for this game is, first down. We run for 7 or 8 yards. It's a 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. The playbook is completely opened up. And Aaron Rodgers throws an absolute dot down the sideline to Garrett Wilson for a 65-yard touchdown. And then he doesn't touch the field again for the rest of the night. That is my goal. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sign. You guys see that? Come on, man.
I'm not kidding. This setup is going to look totally different. Sorry, it's been a little long to get this more set up. But we got this fresh neon sign that's going to be back behind us. We're going to get a fresh paint job behind us. We're going to have Quinn Williams autographs up there. The balls, this is going to look like a Jets lair, man. I cannot freaking wait.
The Jets lair is on its way. We tried our best to spruce it up today. We got the two little helmets in front of me. We got the sad-looking flag behind us. It's a great flag, but it's alone right now. It needs some friends. I wish you guys could see this floating device that's over here. Rich, any way to get that in frame? Oh well, we're gonna make this happen, guys, because it's pretty wicked. You gotta see this.
Watch this magic.
All right, here he goes. Get ready, guys. Get ready to have your minds blown. Whoa. Is that a floating jet football on top of the MetLife turf?
What you know about it? We got things happening, baby. Give me that.
Jets. Sound effects, the whole nine, guys. It's we're gearing up for a season of wonderful live streams. Again, our Monday show that we're going to be running every Monday from 10 to 1. That's a thing that we're both very, very excited about. And we got so much stuff coming your way, man. So much stuff coming your way. But let's get back to this Jets-Giants game. The defense, man. Rich, talk to me about this Jets defense. This is the first time we really get to see a bunch of these guys out there tomorrow doing their thing. What are you excited the most about?
Yeah, man, the defense is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see. We saw our backup rotation get after the quarterback consistently with Will McDonald, Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, but now we're going to be able to see Quinnen Williams on the freaking football field for the first time this year. We're going to get to see John Franklin Myers. Carl Lawson's still banged up. We won't get to see him, but I really think that the starting defense, Quincy Williams, Jordan Whitehead, finally we're going to get to see Tony Adams, who feels like should be in the preseason games, but no, he shouldn't because he's a damn starter, baby. He's a damn starter, and I feel like that's one of those pieces to this defense that gets me really excited is the surgence of the undrafted free agent Tony Adams, Michael Carr the second in the slot. I mean, this defense is stacked up, folks, and I think that has been swept under the radar in terms of the grand scheme of the New York Jets as a football team from the national media. All the lights are on Aaron Rodgers, rightfully so, but people are forgetting the reason why we are contenders with Aaron Rodgers isn't because of just Aaron Rodgers being the great quarterback that he is. No, it's the addition of Aaron Rodgers plus this freaking defense that we got with an elite secondary, with an elite pass rush, and the linebackers is probably very underrated in my eyes with C.J. Mosley on there and Quincy Williams, Jamie and Sherwood, and the safety. So this defense is going to be exciting. I think that we're going to see a couple series with them. Obviously, we all hope that they stay healthy. But to be honest with you guys, man, this defense has way more upside than this offense. And that's the reason why Jets fans are excited about this season. That's why a lot of people are looking at this team and, the addition of Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall coming back. Oh, the Jets offense is stacked. Well, look at the damn defense, because we barely even added anything in the offseason. What did we do on the defense to add? Will McDonald, Quentin Jefferson, Al Woods. That's all the additions we needed, because we didn't need anything else. Our secondary stacked. I mean, it's a really exciting time for this Jets football team, man, because we're finally going to get to see what this defense is made of on the football field. And I think Jets fans are freaking excited for week number 1 because of the way this defense is going to match up against the Buffalo Bills offense. You look at what the Bills have been doing in the preseason. The one thing they're struggling with has been their offensive line. And that tells you all you need to know. Our defensive line is going to get after.
We are about to murk Josh Allen.
Allen, baby.
Yeah, Josh Allen doesn't know what he's in for week 1. Sorry, Dan Mitchell. But at least you'll get to be there in person to witness the demise of the Buffalo Bills, which we are very excited for. But yeah, man, this Jets defense, the whole focus obviously the whole focus of this offseason has been the acquisition of Aaron Rodgers and how different this offense is going to look with an actual quarterback. But, talking about this Jets defense, it's a top 3 unit in the league. It's I think the depth is almost unmatched, especially those guys up front. We really have one of the most, if not the most, maybe the Eagles rival us in terms of like just best overall rosters. But I really do think we have, the most well-rounded roster in the game. I really do. Like where's
on paper, bro? Tell me the weakness on this team.
That's what I was gonna say. Where is the weakness? We'll obviously see what happens when it's time to play games and step onto the field and do our thing. But on paper, where is the weakness? Certainly not the quarterback anymore. Not anywhere on the defense. The offensive line is starting to come to fruition. Everybody was so scared about the offensive line, and now the same people that are complaining about it are now praising Mekhi Becton on Twitter. So that's what you get. But the offensive line is coming together. We have one of, if not the most complete rosters in the league, and it's time to get after it. It is time to get after it.
No, it's so true. In the offensive line, if you ask anybody that what the weakness is for the Jets, it's the offensive line. But to be honest with you guys, this offensive line's fine if they're healthy. And right now we're healthy, baby. We got Dwayne Brown back at practice, switching his number back to 76, which he was with the Seattle Seahawks since George Fant's no longer a Jet. You got Dwayne Brown plugging in at left tackle. Tomlinson, AVT are back. Connor McGovern will be the starting center week 1 since Joe Tippmann injured his knee, and that's really going to take him out from that starting lineup in terms of week number 1. Mekhi Becton is probably the biggest wild card. Guys, Aaron Rodgers would not be playing in this game if the offensive line was not ready to go. And I think that Jets fans should be looking at this offensive line on paper and be like, wait a second, this actually has a chance to be very good, especially in the run game, man. The run game is where it's going to be the most exciting, opening up holes. I mean, guys, I was at practice on Wednesday, and there was a play, bro. This is the first time I got to see Mekhi Becton out there with the starting lineup. There was a play. It was a toss to Breece Hall on the right side. Mekhi Becton pulls, and he goes up to Jordan Whitehead, and that man literally turfed him. He brought him to the turf. It was a grass, actually. He took him to the grass. Jordan Whitehead had no chance. And if you put Mekhi Becton out there in space, he's that freakishly athletic to get to the people onto the ground. That was a beautiful thing to see. I don't think people realize how good this offensive line could be with Mekhi Becton. And I kind of like that the narrative around the national media is that this offensive line stinks. Obviously because of Hard Knocks, he's seeing Robert Saleh rip him to shreds and all those types of things. But overall, man, I think that our offensive line could be a secret weapon. And I think that's what the message is with this Jets team. Robert Saleh looks at the defensive line and says, we go as you go. And the same thing goes for the offensive line. The offense goes as the offensive line goes. The more time you give Aaron Rodgers, the more holes you open up in the run game is where we're going to get to see these playmakers making big-time plays. Big shout out to Dane O, great member of the channel in the chat with the $2 super chat, says, week 1 will be like a rodeo. Defensive line equals bulls, and Allen equals clown.
Love it.
We're gonna do the JETS Jets chant for every super chat. So that was for you, Dane. We appreciate that.
Appreciate you, brother.
Overall, folks, let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat right now of this offensive line. What's your thoughts? Because I think that it's a little better than some people think. And Jack, I think that, we're getting excited about the starting five, and we don't even talk about Joe Tippmann. I think that this Jets team, offensive line speaking, and everything has to go health-wise, right? But you can argue that there's 3 cornerstones of the future on this offensive line. All of them were in the draft. First-round pick, Mekhi Becton. First-round pick, AVT. Second-round pick, Joe Tippmann. I think those are the 3 cornerstones of this offensive line for the future, but they have to prove to be healthy, and all 3 of them will be playing next to each other. Mekhi Becton at right tackle, AVT right guard, Tippmann at center, and it's a beautiful thing. Before we get to your thoughts, Jack, we got another super chat from Jet Fan Keith. Jeff Van Keith says, I would paint that wall matte black, the stealth black shade. Your neon sign and other Jets decor would really pop against that color. Whew, that's actually pretty sick.
It's really not a bad idea.
Right now it's going to be a green, but yeah. Now Jets Van Keith is making me think otherwise.
Yeah, the green on green might clash a little bit from time to time.
Yeah, the cool thing, my initial vision was to have this sign on the white wall, but we're trying to figure this out, guys. If you see what the studio looks like, it's kind of all over the place. We have furniture on the way that's delayed, which is delaying the whole setup here. The painters are supposed to be painting. That should have been painted by now. I moved into here August, and things are a little delayed. So, hey, things happen. But Jets Fan Keith, again, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We appreciate it. And I am using a new software, so right now I can't put your super chats on the screen as I usually would, but that's coming again. But I do have to give another shout-out to Jets Fan Keith for another big-time super chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, please do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up button right now for your boys. Let's go. We got Jets football tomorrow, Aaron Rodgers debut. Jack and I are launching a brand new show every Monday that's going to be kicking off next week, but we'll save that talk. So, Jack, your thoughts of the offensive line in terms of potentially having the future with AVT, Mekhi Becton, and Joe Tippmann?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that we ended up talking about it in detail because on the walk in here, remember what I said to you, Rich? Can we just get one season of, hopefully multiple seasons, but this year, can we get a full year of Mekhi Becton and Elijah Vera Tucker playing next to each other? When we drafted Mekhi Becton, the following year drafted Elijah Vera Tucker, we're like, amazing. We have our bookend left tackle and our bookend left guard for the next decade. Injury, more injury. Here we are in the 2023 season, and we will have Mekhi Becton and Elijah Vera Tucker playing next to each other on the right side of the line. So it's just funny how stuff like that, works out. Obviously, Dwayne Brown and Laken Tomlinson holding down the left side, McGovern in at center. We'll see what happens with Joe Tippmann as we progress through the season. And then, finally with AVT and Becton at right guard and right tackle, respectively. It's. I think like I said this on the last couple streams I was on, as everybody, I was never really. Obviously, it's something to be concerned about, but I was never really like, oh my God, this offensive line is going to be a disaster. I firmly believe that all we need to do is have these guys stay healthy and stay available and stay on the field, because I think from a talent perspective, I think that's a more than solid starting five. I would say that's probably in the upper half of the league in terms of a starting five on the offensive line. I'm super confident in Dwayne Brown, Laken Tomlinson, McGovern, AVT, Becton as our starting five. I think that's ready to go. I think that's in the books. Book it, baby. I think those guys are ready to go. And I've had that confidence throughout this entire offseason, throughout this entire camp. It's, obviously, it was not looking super good with, the vast majority of our starters, not practicing because of injury and stuff like that. But now that they're all back and, seem to be ready to go, it's exciting, man. It's very exciting. And I like I said, I think that, not only does this, is this offensive line going to, surprise a lot of people, because a lot of people are completely writing them off. I think, this offensive line is going to end up going from a complete question mark to a very good offensive line. Call me crazy. It might be a hot take. We'll see, we'll see how it pans out. I could be wrong. Baby. But I think that, I think this offensive line has the potential to be very, very good. I really, really do.
Me too, man. I really think this offensive line is coming together. You add Dwayne Brown out there, the seasoned vet. I mean, he was pretty good for the Jets last year, just saying. But, folks, everybody do your boy a favor. Hit that like button right freaking now. Let's get to 100 likes if you're pumped up to see what Aaron Rodgers has in store for this New York Jets football team tomorrow in his preseason debut. We appreciate all the support in the chat. I see you guys in the chat right now. Yes, I know that the software and the setup is coming together, but it's not a finished product, okay? I got to get this wall painted. We're going to have a completely different all Jets decor all over the place, so I appreciate you guys being patient with it. Right now, we just got to rely on our 2 Jet helmets and our little Jet flag on a gross mustard paint wall that when I moved in here, that was the color, okay? I didn't choose that. I got to choose it. They bring in fresh painters for you. They bring in free furniture that I got to handpick, but it takes a while for them to bring it in. So I'm in this new office space, so I appreciate you guys because without you, all support, I would not be here. And this lease goes until February, so we're going to be in the studio through February, hopefully celebrating, dare I say, a Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, hit that like button right now. We got 150 people watching with only 63 likes. Let's go. Jets season is right around the damn corner.
Guys, also let us know, right now we're rocking with the JETS, obviously, but we got a lot more little sound bites that we want to throw in there. I suggested a fart sound for some bad takes that might come in. We got a we got a wah, wah, wah. So there's going to be a lot of, like I said, we're going full-on Howard Stern sports radio with this. And I'm excited. I know Richie's excited. I can tell you guys are all excited.
Wait, I'm actually curious. Do you guys hear this, Rick? What? Hold on.
Sad trombone.
You guys hear that? I think they do.
What about this one?
Yeah, we're just figuring this stuff out, man. This is exciting.
Yeah, we can't hear it because we have this whole new mixing board that we're using, this new mixing console, and
we don't have headphones yet.
We didn't realize that we needed headphones. Usually we hear the audio straight from the computer speakers. But yeah, next time we're gonna have our headphones. Obviously, this is a big work in progress, guys. We wanted to come do a little live stream today. Talk some BetUS odds, which is a nice little segue. Rich.
Oh my God, you guys did not hear anything I just said. Isn't that crazy? See, this is what I'm saying. We have a lot of new technical difficulties to get through. But as I was saying, folks, even though you didn't hear me, we have a proud sponsor to announce, and that is BetUS. Now, BetUS, guys, if you click that link that's pinned in the top of the chat, you will get 125% sign-up bonus right when you sign up today. And the best thing about this deal is that if you put $100 down, you will get 125% sign-up bonus, which basically means $225 right when you sign up. But I do have to remind you guys, please bet responsibly. I do have a lot of awesome promos to give you guys throughout the entire season, because we are not just partnered up with BetUS today. We are partnered up with BetUS throughout the entire freaking season. The entire freaking season, guys. So it's a really, really exciting time to be here with you guys with BetUS. So let's get straight into the odds. You guys can hear me, right? I'm pretty sure you guys
should be able to hear you. I see the levels on the screen there. Yeah.
Because at first there's a little technical difficulties, but now we figured it out, right? You guys can hear us.
Sign up for BetUS if you can hear us.
I think you guys can hear us, but we're gonna keep going, and I believe you guys can hear us. If you can't, let us freaking know. Okay. Yes, you guys can hear us. Great. So I want to start off with these odds right here in the chat, guys. What do you think?
Whew.
Plus 1,200 for the Jets to start 5-0. Now, everybody in the chat, I think obviously when you guys are betting, you know what odds are. Plus 1,200 is unlikely to hit. But hey, could the Jets start off blazing? Now, you look at the Jets' schedule, and you might think to yourself, okay, them starting off 5-0 is pretty unlikely. But at plus 1,200, maybe you dabble. $10 wins you $120. I mean, that's a low risk, high reward type of bet. So, Jack, what's your confidence level of the Jets starting 5-0?
That's a tall order, man. When you look at the first 5 games on the schedule, I mean, we're starting against the Buffalo Bills. Tough game. We got the New England Patriots in there. We got the Kansas City Chiefs in there. We got the Dallas Cowboys in there. We got the Denver Broncos in there, which all of a sudden that game went from a kind of throwaway, who cares game, at least from a national perspective, to that game circled on a lot of people's calendars now. I think while it's certainly possible, I would say it's pretty unlikely. But again, like Richie said, if you guys feel like the Jets can start out 5-0. You don't have to necessarily, throw big money on it. But if you feel, like, first of all, if you financially have the ability to, obviously, guys, don't be betting over your head. Bet responsibly always. But, yeah, I might sprinkle $10-20 on that, see how it goes,
Aaron Rodgers right out of the gate, 5-0. Can you imagine what this fan base is doing? I do got to give a big shout out. I see someone in the chat. John says, Richie, my 7-year-old Jonathan hung up the Jets media sticker you gave him at camp in his bedroom over his head. John, that's freaking awesome. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. And I'm so happy that your son is using that Jets media sticker, because that was really what I wanted to do when I was at training camp. Anybody that shows love to the channel, whoop, here's a sticker on me. So that's awesome, John. I really, really appreciate that. That's so cool.
Love it. Thank you, John, and thank you to your boy.
So the next odds on BetUS, again, guys, if you want to sign up, click that link at the top of the chat. Now, this is interesting because if we predict where the Jets are finishing in the AFC East, now it's the same odds, which is, I think, interesting, from first to third place, but you got to get it right. So the Jets to win the division is plus 250, them to come in second place and third place is 250, and fourth place is plus 350. So, Jack, are you putting money on them to win the division at plus 250, or do you think maybe second place and wild card berth is more likely?
Oh, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious to everybody around the world that the Jets are winning the AFC East this year.
Okay.
I mean, we split with the Buffalo Bills last year. I'm tired of hearing, it's been so long since you beat the Patriots. The Patriots are going down. They stink. They're a joke of a franchise at this point. Ever since they lost Brady, they haven't been the same. We all know it. Let's stop kidding ourselves. It's the Jets' time to shine. I think Miami is a non-issue, genuinely. Not even just trying to give hot takes right now for clout. I think we're going to absolutely run through the division this year. I think we're going to go 5-1 in the division. 1 loss to Buffalo. Plow through Miami and New England. Jets are coming out on top of the AFC East. You heard it here first.
And then this is another player, a prop bet, which I find interesting. Plus 160 for the Jets to just finish with more wins than the Bills. And the Bills are minus 200 to finish with more wins than the Jets. So there's a lot of interesting odds here, guys. So if you guys want to sign up for BetUS, again, that link is at the top of the chat, because plus 160, I don't know. If you guys watch the AFC's roundtable, I've been very consistent saying that I believe that the Jets are going to finish ahead of the Buffalo Bills this season. I just do not see. I honestly think that the Dolphins and the Patriots have more momentum heading into the season than the Bills. I don't know. I just see Obviously, they've been the 3-time division champions, but I don't know. Something tells me that this Buffalo Bills team, an implosion is on the way. I mean, maybe that's just me hopeful. I don't know, but I don't know. Let's see it, because Week 1 is going to answer all of those questions. So again, guys, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring Jets Media, the official sportsbook sponsor of Jets Media throughout the entire freaking season. Bet responsibly, but you guys get a 125% sign-up bonus when you click that link at the top of the chat. And if you guys do sign up, let me know, man. I'll give you a big-time shout out. Oh my God. So let's freaking go, baby. So let's get back into the Jets-Giants preview. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties of the software. I'm learning a brand new thing. I switched the scenes and I forgot to put the freaking audio on that one. So I was starting off this whole spiel and you guys are like, Richie, we can't even hear you. Oh gosh, technical difficulties are real. I'm a human just like you guys, by the way. So let's get more deeper into tomorrow. Philip in the chat says, are you going to the Bills game? Yes, I am going to the Bills game. I actually am hosting an event at the Bills game for the AFC East Roundtable, which is going to be so freaking fun. If you guys want, we actually have a couple tickets remaining. If anybody does not have tickets, the AFC East Roundtable is hosting an event Week 1 against the Buffalo Bills. Jack will be there. We're doing a whole live show. Tailgate party hosted by Gotham City Crew comes with the ticket. So if you guys are interested, we do have 1 or 2 tickets left to sell for week number 1 if you guys are interested in coming.
Week number 1 is going to be a movie, man. I'm so excited for that. My first experience going to a Monday night football game. I've been to a Thursday night football game. I think back in the day when I was a little guy, I went to a Sunday night game with my dad. Monday night football, though, baby, an American institution. I can't wait to be there, be a part of it all, and watch the Jets dismantle the Buffalo Bills in front of the entire country. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Please. Snowball says, Richie, that Jets media sticker will go up in the classroom this year. Dude, Snowball, please take a picture of that when you do put that in your classroom. That's freaking awesome. That's so cool. Anybody that I did give a sticker to, let me know where you putting them. Let me see. Let me know, man. That's pretty freaking cool. Also, guys, if you want a sticker or any other stuff, the Jets Media merch shop is live right now. There's a lot of new stuff that I'll be adding soon. We got some Jets Media stickers on that site. We got some Jets Media coffee mugs. We got Jets Media hoodies. We also got some Knicks Media merch as well, and that's down below in the description if anyone's interested.
Shout out to the Knicks
for that Week 1 game. I got you in a second. So, Jack, your thoughts of let's stick to the script of the preview for tomorrow. What do you want to see from this offense outside of your big time? Oh wait, we got breaking news. Dane Krushnek has been released. Okay, that was expected. So the Jets are finishing off their roster cuts. Now the 53-man roster is actually coming, which I think is going to be interesting. So Jack, starters though, what do you want to see from this offense? From Aaron Rodgers and seeing everybody on the same page?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just get out of this game with everybody healthy. Obviously, that's paramount in a preseason game. But that aside, yeah, I mean, we want to see continuity from play to play. We want to see everybody knowing their job, knowing what role they have on that specific play, in that specific formation. We want to see the receivers obviously cleaning up the mistakes. Obviously, we all heard that little tidbit from Randall Cobb on this past episode of Hard Knocks. So yeah, I mean, I just want to see, I want to be able to say to myself, okay, this camp has paid off and these guys are ready. Obviously the good thing, the thing that I have to tell myself sometimes is that it's not like, this isn't a new system for Rodgers, right? It's not like Rodgers is learning a new system. Everybody around him is learning a new system. But Rodgers is, plugging in and playing in the system that he's, won back-to-back MVPs with. Can you guys hear me now? Yeah, all right. That must be better. I think I had this thing muted, so you guys just heard me coming through Richie's mic. But, yeah, there it is. It's all right, guys.
This is where
Stuff
we're
like this
getting-
happens. Also, we're not even using this mic. We got another one of the exact same mic that Richie is using. So yeah, this is don't expect this when you're tuning in on the new Monday show. But yeah, I want to see continuity from the offense. I want to see everybody come away healthy. I want to see the offensive line protecting Aaron Rodgers. I want to see the receivers, getting to the spots that they need to be. So much of Aaron Rodgers, whole MO, I feel like is timing. A lot of times when you watch Aaron Rodgers film and any good quarterback film, that ball will be out of his hands before the receiver has even turned his head, because Aaron knows the exact spot on the field that he needs the receiver to be, and he'll put the ball there. So I want to start seeing these guys gelling together. Very excited to see what this offensive line is going to look like. How that's obviously that's been a giant talking point over the last month or so. So I'm excited to see how that comes together. And but yeah, number one, obviously in a preseason game, just please no injuries, please, football god or gods, please help us out, no injuries. Again, can we get a season of Makai and AVT playing next to each other? Please don't let anyone go down. So yeah, other than that, I feel like there's I don't really know what to expect, to be honest with you guys. This is the first time that everything's going to really truly be live. So I don't know what the hell to expect. I'm super excited, obviously super nervous. But who knows, man? This Jets-Giants preseason, like Richie said earlier in the stream, it always has a little bit of a regular season vibe to it, We want to prove who the superior New York team is going into this season. And it will be the New York Jets. But yeah, as long as everybody comes away healthy, the receivers are gelling, the offensive line is gelling. We'll see what the running game looks like as well. That's going to be, obviously a massive part of this offense. Without the running game, the playbook, can't really be opened up like we hope it will be. So, running game doing its thing, offensive line gelling, receivers getting to their spots, and Aaron Rodgers hopefully staying on his feet and being the facilitator that we all know him to be.
Hell yeah, man. Couldn't agree more. I think that the offense is we just want to see a rhythm, get the ball out fast. We don't want to see some long development plays down the field. And yeah, man. And yes, this is preseason for Jets media. We got to get through the technical issues now because remember, folks, I'm moving into a new studio, which means we got a brand new software we're using, brand new microphones, brand new equipment, and I'm not used to this. I survived off of very simple stuff, and now I'm really trying to go the complex route. And the complex route means a lot more visuals, a lot more exciting stuff for you guys to experience, but that's also me that I got to get through. So I appreciate you guys understanding this is a work in progress, and this is going to be, some issues is going to arise so we can learn, and that's what it's all about.
And yeah, we don't have a producer. We are the producer, so it's not like we can say, hey, so and so pull this up. It's Richie and I. So thank you guys for bearing with us. Obviously, we're in a new spot using new equipment and really trying to make the best out of this, what should be the best and most exciting Jets season in all of our lives. So thank you guys for the support, because without the support on the channel, we would not be sitting in the space we're sitting right now doing the live stream that we're doing, using a big fancy mixing console and a fancy mic. So yeah, we are really getting ready to level this thing up right in time with the Jets leveling themselves up. So yeah, as the Jets improve, so do we.
That's the reason, man. The success of the Jets, I really want to upgrade everything. We got another version of this mic that Jack will be using when that's all set up. We're going to have headphones. We're going to have a whole new visual component, new graphics as well, folks. I remember I teased you guys about the graphics earlier this month. I have a new graphics designer and myself have been working on something special. So the visual element of this channel is going to look completely different. Everything is going to be freaking different. We're going to have special guests come in person. Matt O'Leary just down the block from here. Woo! A lot of exciting stuff, man. A lot of exciting stuff. But folks, if you guys can do us a favor, we have 83 likes with 143 people watching. Can we get to 100 likes if you're pumped up about Aaron Rodgers making his freaking Jets debut tomorrow? Because I'm freaking excited. We'll be live, of course, here on the channel during that game. And if you're not already coming to that live stream, we're kicking it off at 5:30 p.m. Show up or show out. Aaron Rodgers, let's go. Let's go.
Can't even believe that we're saying that. I mean, it still doesn't feel real. Seeing him in person didn't feel real. Seeing him on Hard Knocks doesn't feel real. Seeing him talking to the media doesn't feel real. And especially seeing him taking snaps tomorrow night in a New York Jets uniform. Maybe that'll actually finally make it feel real. Maybe, maybe. But I still think it's, I don't know. I can't believe we are where we're at, guys. Credit to Joe Douglas, who, now he kind of gets to just, obviously there's still things that need to happen. Moves always need to be made, leave no stone left unturned, do your due diligence. But what a job he did, constructing this roster, getting it to where it is. And now he kind of just gets to put his feet up and let Saleh take over. Because, the offseason is all the general manager. And now that we're, approaching the end of the preseason and approaching the beginning of the actual season, it's time for this coaching staff to really get to work and kick this into high gear. But, I was thinking about that the other day. I kind of wish Joe Douglas was a little bit more featured on One Jets Drive and on Hard Knocks and stuff like that, really discussing how we got Aaron Rodgers here. Because it's not like, it's not like we have a million other holes on our roster, but Aaron Rodgers just somehow agreed. No, the whole narrative last year was that this team is a quarterback away from being a great football team. And that's all, Joe Douglas and his staff. So shout out to him, man, because here we are gearing up for what should be an incredible year. And where this roster was 3 years ago to where it is now, man, hats off to you, Joe D. We love you. And you are the unsung hero of the New York Jets.
And the funny thing that I tweeted out, I wish Joe Douglas was featured on Hard Knocks more. And I was reminded Joe Douglas wants absolutely nothing to do with Hard Knocks. Because he has PTSD from being the Grim Reaper for the Baltimore Ravens back in 2001. So he probably told them, yeah, you're covering us, you ain't covering me. So I bet you that was part of the deal, because I was wondering, where the hell is Joe Douglas on Hard Knocks? And I think that's the reason for it. But speaking of Hard Knocks, I want to talk about that, guys. What was your thoughts of Episode 3? I think Episode 3 was cool. We got to see Jerome Cap. He actually got shouted out. I don't know if you saw this, Jack, but Eminem showed him love on Twitter yesterday. Eminem tweeted the video and gave some love to Jerome Cap, which was a legendary moment of Hard Knocks. That's probably going to be the highlight of Hard Knocks for this season, because remember last year's highlight, even though I didn't even watch it, was Aiden Hutchinson doing the rookie show. But Hard Knocks, what we saw yesterday, I think a big element to it was Randall Cobb. His veteran leadership was really, really awesome. Seeing Rodgers have some insight to Zach Wilson 2 weeks prior to his run. Hey, when you're on your second hitch and no one's there, you got to use your athleticism. And then it just cuts to seeing Zach Wilson just making a 35-yard run down the field, which is pretty cool. So Hard Knocks was really awesome. So, Jack, what was your biggest takeaways from that episode?
I thought it was, another good episode. Personally, I thought it was the least compelling episode so far. Not that it wasn't great. I just think the first two were immaculate, and this third one didn't grip me as hard. Just being honest, keeping it real with you guys. I think it was interesting to hear, Randall Cobb's perspective. I like how Randall Cobb was kind of featured in this episode as well with, outside the field, off the field with his family and stuff like that. Congratulations, Randall, on your third child on the way. But, obviously I think one of the bigger talking points from this week's episode was, Cobb meeting with the wide receivers, after practice saying, we didn't have a great day today. We got to clean up these mistakes. He said 12 and he's like, 8. But obviously referring to Aaron Rodgers. But he said, if you're not in the right spot, or if you drop a pass, it's all about trust with him. He doesn't like throwing interceptions. So if he doesn't trust that you're going to be there to catch the ball, he's not going to throw the ball your way. Now, while I liked that, but I also, I thought it was maybe, slight, I don't want to say corny, but just like, all right, because Aaron Rodgers then eventually clarified, I know what Cobby said, but I'm not really like that, and I want all these guys to feel like they're a part of this, and obviously mistakes are going to be made, and, accountability needs to be there, but there's a difference between holding people accountable and, ripping into them in a way where it comes across as, just being nasty, as opposed to like, hey, you did this, next time do that. And Robert Saleh has said, he said on WFAN the other day, when Joe Beningo accused him of being too nice. He said, what happens behind closed doors is what happens behind closed doors. But I don't like to, tear my guys down in a public setting like that, which, is respect, man. Obviously, accountability needs to be there, but it's also a respect thing as well. And these are all grown men, regardless of, Aaron Rodgers is the caliber player of who he is. These are all grown men that, should be treating each other in a respectful way. And, there's obviously going to be some, hard conversations that happen if mistakes are made, and rightly so. But I think there's a way to handle these situations, and I think the Jets are really a team full of high character guys. Saleh gave his whole speech about the 4 levels of a competitor, and I think over the last 3 years they've kind of weeded out the survivors, and I forget what that second tier was. You remember? It was survivors. It was so and so. It was.
Competitors was the last one?
No, Commander was the last one.
So Competitor was the second one.
I guess there was 4. It was Survivor, something, Competitor, I guess, and then Commander. But Contender, yeah, maybe. I forget. You guys probably know in the chat. Let us know what those 4. Yeah, Zach says Contenders. Somebody in the chat write out the 4 levels for me. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, I think over the last few years, Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas have done a good job at weeding out the survivors, and we have a team full of competitors and contenders, and a few, more than a few commanders sprinkled in there as well. So, I think that this is a real high character organization. I love the way that these guys interact with each other and interact with the fans, and There's all that. Salah's a very kind of rah character guy, but you also see him opening up, like in that infamous speech to the offensive line. Like I said, there's a way of going about handling certain situations. Accountability will always need to be there, but I think there's a certain way of doing it. I think the Jets are doing it in a really positive way, whereas these guys are excited to not only play with Aaron Rodgers, but to play with each other and to play for a coach like Robert Saleh. And I think that something really special has been built over the last couple of years, and especially this offseason. Now we're really seeing the fruits of Saleh and Douglas's labor really coming to life. So I couldn't be more excited. While it wasn't my favorite episode of Hard Knocks that has come out this season, it was obviously HBO does a phenomenal job. It was great, super entertaining. I like that they featured some of the more low key guys as well. That kind of gave me like older Hard Knocks vibes. They had the Izzy Abanikanda feature. They had a Tanzel Smart feature. Showing you guys that are in a tougher spot than obviously Aaron Rodgers or Quinnen Williams or any of these bona fide starters. Tanzel Smart is going to end up being a practice squad guy. Izzy Abanikanda obviously, was going to be that running back 4, but now, we see he's dealing with an injury. So we'll see whether he ends up on the PUP list or injured reserve, however they're going to handle that. But yeah, man, it's exciting. It's a good episode. I don't know what else to say. I think I've spoken for way too long about this.
No, you didn't. There's a lot to talk about with Hard Knocks, and everybody enjoyed that as I chugged my vodka, right, Rich? Yeah, there's vodka in there. Let's go with that. But another talking point I want to touch up on that we haven't really heard about your thoughts of this, Jack, was Corey Davis retiring, stepping away from the game. Now, first of all, you want to show some love and send your thoughts to Corey Davis and his family. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So, shout out to Corey Davis. Always loved him. As you guys know on this channel, I was known to be a very big Corey Davis fan, to the point where people like, Richie, shut up. Corey Davis isn't that good. So, I was really excited for Corey Davis this season, and hope everything is okay with him. But when it comes to the business standpoint and the Jets' perspective, the Jets' wide receiver room, it already was, I liked it with Corey Davis, But without Corey Davis, first of all, now it opens up 2 roster spots for guys like Brownlee, Gibson, Malik Taylor, and Irv Charles to compete for. So usually we were talking about one of these players is going to make the team. Well, now 2 of them are going to make the team with the opening of another wide receiver spot. So, Malik Taylor was a front runner to make the team, but he's been injured. So I do still think he's probably going to make the team if I had to guess because of the familiarity with Aaron Rodgers. But now the big question is there another player out there that the Jets can get in the trade market or bringing him in free agency? And don't forget, when the roster gets cut down to 53 men, I guarantee you there's a team out there that's going to cut a receiver that would fit this team that the Jets can also pursue and claim on the waiver wire. So unfortunately, the New York Jets are a little weak at the wide receiver spot right now with the departure of Corey Davis. But you look at Garrett Wilson, he is the key to the entire offense. Without Garrett Wilson, this receiver room is honestly really, I'm concerned about it if you were being straight up. But with Garrett Wilson, I'm completely fine with it. You got Allen Lazard, who's very comfortable with Rodgers, Cobb, who's comfortable with Rodgers, and that speedster and Hardman. But you need that 5th guy to really be that in that rotation and provide depth, and that could be a Brownlee. Maybe it is a Gibson. Maybe it is a Malik Taylor. But, Jack, what's your overall thoughts of Corey Davis moving on from the game of football? And do you see the Jets going out there and being aggressive for a move now for a receiver, or maybe we have to wait for the trade deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many ways to go about this, but first of all, let me just touch on Corey Davis himself. Obviously, all the best to Corey, and whatever is going on behind the scenes that led him to make this, what I imagine had to be an extremely difficult decision. I mean, obviously, he's 28 years old, so as a wide receiver, I guess maybe you're heading towards the latter half of your career at that point. But, obviously, a very young age to retire from the game at nonetheless. So whatever's going on behind the scenes, I hope he's all good. I think as Robert Saleh said, he'll always have his Jets family here. And, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe the door is not permanently closed on Corey Davis. It does feel like it is, though. Because, with all the hype that's been built up around this year and, Super Bowl aspirations, he must really be going through some shit, pardon my French, to make a decision like this and to leave this team in the state it's in right now with all the hype that's around us. And, for a wide receiver who has the opportunity to go out there and catch passes from Aaron Rodgers, there really must be some dark stuff going on behind the scenes in order to pass up on that. And obviously, the millions of dollars that comes with doing that. So, all the best to Corey Davis. I hope it's really nothing too bad that's going on behind the scenes. But obviously, all the best to him. We wish him well. Now, in terms of, what are we going to do now down a starting wide receiver? I like Brownlee. I like Gibson, although no, not Gibson. Malik Taylor, you said, was dealing with an injury. I like all 3 of those guys, man. I don't know. Obviously we're not plugging any of them in there to be the number one option. How stoked are we about having Randall Cobb on the team now, man? Because number one, he still looks like a physical beast. He doesn't really look like he's lost a step. He knows the system inside and out, knows Rodgers inside and out.
Cobb is going to have such a bigger impact in this offense that you guys expect. And it's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Oh, 100%, man. 3rd down, that ball is going to Randall Cobb. You bet your butt. But yeah, I mean, while I like these, these young guys that are fighting for spots on the 53, Brownlee, Malik Taylor, Gibson, I think you can definitely make the argument, we're in a year with championship aspirations. Joe Douglas is making phone calls left and right, I'd imagine, investigating, what's going on with a guy like Hunter Renfrow. The Cardinals are having a freaking fire sale, letting a player like Isaiah Simmons go to the Giants of all teams for a 7th round pick. I was absolutely disgusted when I saw that yesterday. But why can't we hop on that train? Hollywood Brown. Let's have Joe Douglas make some calls out to Arizona and see what it would take to get Hollywood Brown in the building. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's there's many different ways that Joe Douglas could go about this, but I'm kind of in the school of thought where if you have championship aspirations, you need to go make a move now. You can't really wait for the trade deadline. Can't wait for one of these potential targets of ours to get an injury or whatever could potentially happen. I think Joe Douglas needs to go out there and make a move now. Hunter Renfrow, I'd be down for. Hollywood Brown, I'd be down for. I'm not sure what other, guys are possible. Mike Evans, yeah. I mean, again, the Bucs are kind of, entering what some might call a rebuild. I guess you're kind of it doesn't matter if the rest of your roster is good. If you have questions at the quarterback position, you might be in a rebuild. So, we can see what the asking price is for Mike Evans. Obviously, he's, not a complete old man, but, he's in the latter half of his career as well, you could say. So maybe the price wouldn't be sky high for a guy like Mike Evans. But I think Joe Douglas needs to make a move and bring another guy into this receiver room stat.
Devontae Adams, baby. Make it happen, Joe
that's the trade deadline move. That's the trade deadline move. But right now, we need to go get a guy as well.
Devontae Adams? Okay, can we relax for a second?
I almost don't want that because,
really too stacked.
Because, then, if we don't win the Super Bowl, we will be laughed at for the rest of our lives.
But then we have next year, starting off the year with Devontae and Garrett and Breeze.
Stop, man. Stop.
Holy crap. But this year we have, in a room that you can argue is probably one of the best rooms on the entire team, maybe more offense, the running backs. I mean, dude, Dalvin Cook is a Jet, which still doesn't feel real. Dalvin Cook is a Jet, and we got Breece Hall coming back off injury as well. So tomorrow is the finale of the preseason, and we're finally going to get to see Aaron Rodgers in the starting offense come together for their Jets debut with Nathaniel Hackett, baby. I can't freaking wait. So, guys, we're going to be live tomorrow on the channel starting at 5,
yes, sir.
5:30. Really excited. My favorite thing to do on this channel personally is going live for games. As you guys know, I really enjoy it, and I'm not going to be live for week 1 or week 3 because I'll be at the game. So really looking forward to tomorrow's stream. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Jack and I, like we've announced before, but I just want to remind you guys, we are launching a brand new show that's going to be starting not this Monday, but the following Monday after that, where we're going to be live every single Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., live from the studio with special guests lined up, call-in segments, getting really deep into what's going on around the NFL and the Jets, of course, going deep into film, highlights, stats. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited. I'm really happy to have Jack on board to have an official role here with Jets Media. We also have a brand new video in the works. As you guys know, I do have another YouTube channel called Touchdown Kingdom that I cover the NFL, and we got an exciting Jets video coming together on that channel. So stay tuned for that.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. It's going to be a whole video breaking down the New York Jets. It's going to be really, really exciting for that. And again, before we wrap up the show, just want to apologize for any technical difficulties that we've had. But remember, Jack is going to have this mic. I know that this mic sounds way better than that mic, and that's because this is a way better mic. But we have 2 of these mics, but it's just at my house right now.
We're spending money out here, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Money is being spent.
You guys have no idea.
So, yeah, please continue to support the channel. If you can, if you're in a financial position to do so, please sign up for BetUS. That really helps the channel as well. Please like the video. Please tell a friend. Even if they're not a Jets fan, if they're a Giants fan, if they're a Patriots fan, if they want to throw some shade our way, just help support us, man. You guys have been so awesome, and we hope you will continue to do so as we gear up for what should be a hell of a season. So thank you guys so much for all the unwavering support. It really we wouldn't be able to do this without it. So really, thank you so much.
Let's go, baby. A lot more exciting things to be announced in these next few weeks leading up until the season. That wraps up this show, guys. Let's freaking go. I see all the love in the chat and all the hate in the chat. We love all of them. So thank you guys so much. We do appreciate it. Sign up for the Discord, guys. And also, one last quick announcement. Jets Media Fantasy Football. Draft is tomorrow at 12 p.m. for a league. And I'm pretty sure I only have a couple more openings. The winner of the league gets a big-time Jets jersey. So if you guys want to join the Jets Media Fantasy Football League, join the Discord for all the details there. So that's going to wrap up this, guys. I'll see you tomorrow on the Jets Media Live show.
Giants are ass, and they're about to get murked.